Marc Raimondi for ESPN back with you today with a pair of special guests. Look who we have here. It's American Top Team owner Dan Lambert and former UFC heavyweight champion Junior Dos Santos. And you may ask, why are these two guys on with you today? And the answer is very simple. On Friday, Junior Dos Santos will make his pro wrestling debut in a match in AEW. It's a six-man tag, a 3-on-3. It's Chris Jericho, Jake Hager, and Sammy Guevara against Ethan Page, Scorpio Sky, and Junior Dos Santos, the MMA legend himself. So I have a bunch of questions for you guys, first of all. And I think a lot of us know already that Dan, you've been involved with wrestling before. You're a huge pro wrestling fan. But my question is, how on earth did you rope Junior Dos Santos and did this whole these wrestling shenanigans?
A bunch of guys at the gym wanted to jump in and defend the honor of the team, so we had to select which one we'd choose. So we had a little bit of a fight off, and he won. So that's how he got the nod.
So Junior, what is, or I mean, I guess before all of this started, I guess in August when American Top Team fighters started to show up on AEW, what was your knowledge, if anything, of pro wrestling?
Well, I didn't know too much about pro wrestling. I like it. The shows I have the opportunity to watch it, and some of the guys that I met, like King Mo in our gym, he's a pro wrestler. He knows a lot about it. He has been giving me some good advices as well. So, but I wasn't really, a big fan of it, but this thing changed a lot after Dan Lambert invited me to go there and see how hard it is. It's not a joke, man. Those guys, they go hard, and they have to be very well prepared for that. So then when I saw all of it, I got very interested in it. And then I said, man, I want to do it. Ask Dan Lambert. I was saying, man, I need to be in that ring. I need to go there and fight these guys.
Was there one moment that you watched that made you say that made you say, you know what, I want to try that. I want to do that.
Yeah, well, there's many actually moments when I was watching the show. The guys were going very hard, and some of them were coming back, and they were sad because they didn't perform how good they would like to do it, and some of them were hurt. And so I said, well, this is real, man. This is, it's very exciting. So I became very interested on that.
So how are you liking it as far as, the performance? Because I mean, you've been on television the last few weeks. You've been doing these segments with Chris Jericho, with Dan and Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page. So how are you enjoying, being in front of the crowd, being in the ring and that sort of thing?
Well, one of the most amazing things on pro wrestling is for me, of course, what I could see is the crowd. Man, those guys, they love this thing, and they really want to participate on that, and they yell at us, and they say a lot of stupid things. And if I can bet many of them, they are willing to go there in the ring and beat us up, so that type of energy was amazing to feel. And long time I don't feel this way. Long time I don't feel this exciting, to go in the ring and perform it and give the best of me in my performance. So, man, I'm looking forward to Friday night.
That's really interesting that you say that. You feel almost like more energized now that you've had this experience. Maybe you were kind of down on martial arts, and this kind of rejuvenated you a little bit.
A lot. That's what I mean. Because a long time I don't feel this way. Because back in the day in the UFC, in the MMA itself, I was feeling kind of a pressure all the time, and I wasn't being appreciated to be there. And now it's different. People love me to be there, even if they don't like me. They are showing that. And one of the things that I've been learning to myself as well is I cannot care too much about companies and about people opinion. So many people will be having some stupid opinion about you, and they don't care. You cannot care about it. I was caring too much about the company I was working with, and and how people was feeling about me. And I like to know the opinion of people, but I was caring too much about it. And I've been learning that I cannot do that. I have to go there and put myself in a good position and perform well and beat this guys up.
So,
Sure.
Hey, Mark,
Yes,
two true stories to chime in. The first time JDS came with me to a show, we had Andre Arlovsky as well, and we did an in-ring promo, and the fans were kind of vocal in response. And as soon as we got to the back, JDS looked at me and says, "Oh my God, man, when do I get to come back and punch somebody in the face?" So then a couple weeks later, a few weeks later is when AEW had the Grand Slam show up at Arthur Ashe Stadium. And that was going to be the first time we got to punch somebody in the face. And we got there early and we figured out, what our plan was for the night. And then we went back to the hotel for a little while. And JDS is all excited, kind of bouncing against the walls, talking a bunch of screaming, yelling. And we're driving over to the arena and he's bouncing up and down, talking. He's like, "Man, I wish I felt like this before my fights. I'm ready to go."
Yeah, that's exactly like that. I said, man, I would love to feel like that on my last fights, and I wasn't feeling.
So Dan, you've been a pro wrestling fan pretty much your entire life, and you've been involved in the business also as an on-screen manager. What kind of advice did you give Junior? Because he was so new to this. What kind of advice did you impart to him?
I think the first thing I said to him and all the guys when we were going is don't think this stuff is going to be easy, because everybody I know that's done pro wrestling and MMA to a man says that the pro wrestling it's kind of harder on them than the MMA stuff is. And, in bits and pieces, over the long haul, the wrestling is a grind and it's tough. It's not easy. So go out there and have fun, but go out there and go hard and enjoy it and soak it up, because the experience you're going to get being in the arena and the vibe you're going to get from and the response from the fans is going to be something different than you've ever seen before.
And also for Dan, I wanted to ask you, and I want to ask Junior this too. When I saw you Junior for the first time in AEW, you guys are positioned as the heels. You guys are the villains, the bad guys. And I was thinking to myself, and I think I even tweeted this out, I can't imagine Junior Dos Santos as a bad guy, like one of the nicest guys in the sport of MMA. But you know what? I'm seeing it now. I feel like you're starting to really get a hang of being the villain. Am I wrong?
No, you're not. I'm feeling, like I said, I'm feeling great. And that's one of the things that I just told you. I'm learning with myself, I was caring too much. I was trying to be nice with people that don't deserve me to be nice with them. So if you want to go against me or try to put me down, I'll be there to fight you. And that's what I want to show everybody right now. It's crazy, man. The world's full of stupid things right now and people trying to take advantage of everything. Like I said, I was caring too much. I don't think I'm doing it anymore.
That whole good guy thing, nice guy thing, that was just his gimmick in MMA. Now the real JDS can come out.
I feel good going that way.
So Junior, you're gonna have a match on Friday, this week. What kind of training, if any, have you been doing for pro wrestling?
Well, I'm a combat sportsman, I've been training my whole life. So no doubts, I know how to fight. I'm going to go there to fight, I'm going to go there to finish these guys. I don't know. Like I said, I saw it's not a joke. Like Dan Lambert said, it's not a joke. You got to go there and put in a good show, give your best. And I'm ready for that. I've been training with some good skills with King Mo, with all the many guys from the gym. Everybody, like Dan said, everybody's willing to go there in their ring, and represent our gym, defend our name. But I think I'm privileged to be in this position, and I'm gonna do my best, man.
I was doing some research last week, and this stat actually surprised me. So there have been 17 UFC heavyweight champions in history overall, 17 total. 11 of those 17 have done pro wrestling in some way, shape, or form, and you will be number 11 when you step into the ring on Friday. Do you see a future in this for you? Could this be something that you may do long term?
Of course. I've been enjoying a lot everything what I'm doing, and to be back in the ring, to be fighting again, to be giving the best of my performance again, for everybody to watch, it feels just amazing. And like Dan said, just told you, I'm very excited about this. I'm happy again. I'm feeling, that good energy to go there and put in a good performance and make everybody happy or not about it.
And what about MMA? I mean, will we see you fight in MMA? Will we see you box? Maybe I know these boxing matches lately. Vitor Belfort, guys like that, Jake Paul have become very, very popular. Will we see you back in those combat sports?
Well, let's see. I've been having some good conversations, even on boxing. That boxing would be, I think, the perfect way for me to go. I'm a boxing guy. Everybody knows that. I never had a official professional boxing fight, and maybe this is a time. I've been having some good conversations. I had some people coming to me with some offers, but of course, this next step of my career, I want to make sure I'm doing it right. I'm going in a good direction, because before I was just accepting things, like I said, on making everybody happy. I was just accepting things and putting my head down and just moving forward, whatever happens. Now it's not going to be like this anymore. And I want to make sure that my next step will be the right one.
So what would make you happy next? Would it be MMA? Would it be boxing? And who would be the opponent?
I'm happy right now. I have a fight Friday. I'm going to go there to beat Chris Jericho again. Chris Jericho will never be the same again after that flying knee Masvidal got him with. That was an amazing one. And I'm feeling very excited right now, like I told you, about Friday night. And let's see what's going to happen next. But the boxing thing would be amazing. I like you guys say, no, I love knocking people out. I love punching people in the face. So that's would be a good way to go.
So Dan, I want to ask you this. You see American Top Team almost everywhere nowadays, right? I mean, just this week, Jorge Masvidal got booked for the fight against Leon Edwards on the December 11th UFC pay-per-view. You guys are working with the University of Miami. You're on AEW every week. I mean, ATT is like taking over the world. What's going on here?
We're just having fun. Any area that looks like fun to jump into, we're going to jump into it. But obviously, MMA is the focus over at the gym. You mentioned that December 11th show. Looks like we're going to have 6 people on that show and all in big fights. We got 5 people fighting for $1 million each in the PFL show coming up October 27th. Kyoji Horiguchi is probably going to fight for a Bellator title sooner rather than later, hopefully this year. We got a lot of stuff on our plate, but like JDS said, first things first. And Friday, it's time to knock Jericho's teeth out and stop him from singing that goddamn song anymore.
You've had several ATT fighters, on AEW television, not just Junior, but Andre Arlovsky. You mentioned Paige Van Zandt, Dalton Rasta, Austin Vanderford, Kayla Harrison. Do you see any of them doing pro wrestling like in the future? Is this something that one of them or a few of them could end up, doing as a second career? I
mean, you sit there and you see pro wrestlers that have been there a long time and they're still doing it. Some who need the money, some who don't need the money. And it's kind of like certain combat sports just get addictive to people. It's like, I don't know if it's the buzz from the crowd or if it's being in there and the excitement of performing, but when the MMA guys have gone over, every single one of them that got in that ring, when they came backstage, they're like, holy, that is really cool. Even the loudest critic of pro wrestling of the bunch, Kayla Harrison, is always wrestling sucks. She got back. She's like, "Oh my god, that was great!" I'm like, "Yeah, I saw you there kissing your biceps and flipping off fans and stuff." She's like, "That's really cool." Until someone asks her the next day, and then she goes back into denial. It's a really cool environment. It's a lot of fun, and I could see all of them wanting to do it at some point. Sure.
I know that Kayla is not a fan of pro wrestling. She was not someone who was even a fan of MMA because of the trash talk. Yet we're talking about one of the best trash talkers in the sport. I think she would be perfect for pro wrestling.
She never shuts up. She would be perfect. People would pay anything to see her get shut up. I'd pay anything to get her shut up in the gym. It's like nails on a chalkboard from the second she walks in the door. But yeah, I think she'd be really good at it. She's got a lot of charisma and a lot of personality, and she doesn't have to fake any of it. It comes natural.
Yeah, I've just a few more questions for you guys, and thanks for taking the time out. Actually, Dan, I wanted to put you on the spot about Kayla Harrison. she's a free agent coming up. Where do you think she ends up in 2022?
I'm not 100% sure. She wants to fight the best and she wants to be the best. A lot of people say that, I just want to be a champion. I want to be the best. I want to prove I'm the best. I don't care about the money. I don't care about this. She actually believes it. She's still a baby in this sport. I mean, she's only been with us a couple of years. She had her first pro fight with us. But she's already at a point where, I got to tell you, I don't know if there's anybody in women's MMA not named Amanda Nunes who's going to give her a really tough fight even already. So, she can go anywhere. I mean, she could stay at PFL. They're going to be around. They're paying good money. They've already started signing some new girls for next season. I could see her going to Bellator and fighting Chris Cyborg. I could see her going to UFC and throwing her hat in the ring right there. So, I don't manage her. It's not my job, thankfully. Don't really like it when I see people from our gym going to the same organization to fight each other. But, if it happens, it happens. I'm going to be like you. I'm going to sit back and watch.
And then just the last, few things for you guys. For both of you, really, I want to ask you this. And I think Dan is kind of aware of this type of thing, being in MMA for so long and being a pro wrestling fan. But, Junior, you grew up in Brazil and there's not really a pro wrestling culture there. There are in some countries like United States and Mexico, Japan. But in Brazil, there really isn't a big pro wrestling culture there. Did you have like a stigma against pro wrestling when you first, maybe heard about it? Because I know a lot of MMA fans, like they kind of like to crap on pro wrestling. They like to make fun of pro wrestling. So Junior, did you feel any of that like anti-pro wrestling sentiment, and has it changed your mind?
Oh, not really. But I didn't know too much about it. I used to watch some good fights, some good matches, and that was cool to watch, and I was having fun doing that. But after I went to the shows that Dan Lambert invited me to go to the shows, man, I saw how tough that thing is. It's not a joke. It's tough, and you have to be very well prepared to have a good performance. So I said, man, this is much more than I thought, and it's amazing. I want to be part of it as well, and now like I'm happy because I will be part of it, in a real match on this next Friday. And man, like I said, I'm coming to finish people. Everybody knows I'm a fighter. I know how to fight, and I'll be there to fight.
And again, last thing, and again, thank you guys for the time so much. Your old rival, Cain Velasquez Jr., is also involved in pro wrestling. He was in WWE. He did some lucha libre. Are we gonna get the fourth fight? Are we gonna get this in pro wrestling? Maybe you and Cain.
You know what? As soon as I start feeling good about that, I thought about that. Maybe we can have the fourth one because Cain Velasquez was trying to do this as well. So yeah, you never know. But like I said, I'm not gonna set goals right now for me. I'm just on the wave. I want to enjoy everything, and I want to give the best of me to have good performances over there, and whatever happens, it's going to be good.
I'll throw one other possibility out there. Maybe Cain Velasquez is a real old school wrestling fan, and instead of wanting to come looking for the fourth fight with Junior, maybe he wants to join the good guys and help us smoke these idiots.
Yeah.
Ooh, a proposition for Cain.
That's it. That would be great, actually.
Cain is back in pro wrestling. He announced just a few days ago he's going to be wrestling in December for AAA in Mexico.
Oh yeah, nice. You see,
right. 11.
You know our number, Cain.
11 former UFC heavyweight champions who have done pro wrestling. That's pretty crazy. Remarkable stat. Junior Dos Santos will be the latest one on Friday on AEW Rampage. Guys, thank you so much. I'm looking forward to seeing you on Junior on Friday, and Dan, I guess I'm looking forward to seeing you talk as well on Friday. A little bit less, but still, it's still there. I appreciate it, guys.
Sounds good. Thanks.
So thank you. Let's kick some ass.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus.